Hey y'all, and welcome back to my work week reading vlog. I attempted to do this last week, but I went into work so often that it wasn't very interesting. I wanted to try this again this week. It is actually a short work week because this coming weekend is Memorial Day weekend, so I've actually taken off Friday. So this vlog is going to go from Monday to Thursday during my work week. And I wanted to share with y'all the books that I am planning on reading this week because I just kind of want to give you an idea of what is coming. In case you are also interested in these books, you can kind of hear my thoughts as I read through them. So let's go into them real quick. I want to give you a preface by saying that the last book that I read that I was trying to vlog through, which did not work wonderfully, was The Night Swim. And while this was a pretty good book, it definitely kept me very interested. I definitely want stuff that is on the way lighter side, like no heavy stuff. So I'm hoping that these books that I have chosen will help me out just to decompress from that book, because oh my gosh, while it was really good, it was super heavy, super heavy. So let's get into that. So here are the three books that I am wanting to read this week. So the first one is A Slice of Heaven by Cheryl Woods. This is a series that I have been talking a lot about in my recent videos, just because I have been loving this series, both the Netflix series as well as the first book. I loved all of it, so I just can't get over it. I am hyping it up because I love it so much. So this is the first one that I think I'm going to read, and as you can see, I am deviating from the blue spines, but basically I just really want to read this because I really need a break from heavy stuff, and I feel like this is going to be the perfect thing to just get me back into lighter reads. The second book that I think I'm going to pick up, I don't know which one I'll pick up after A Slice of Heaven. I think it'll just depend. But the second one we're going to talk about is Slightly South of Simple. So I got this in a recent book haul from different online retailers, and so I got the first three books, and I actually think it's the only three books that are currently out in the Peachtree Bluff series. So I'm going to start that series this week, and actually I'm even more excited to start it now because one of the bookstagrammers that I follow, I just realized that she talks all about Christy Woodson Harvey and she loves it so much. Her name is Hannah, and now I'm even more excited to start this because of all of her excitement around this Peachtree Bluff series. So like I said, I'm really excited to start that. My third book that I am planning on reading is The Island House by Nancy Thayer. I could be saying that wrong. Please forgive me. I'm horrible. I always say that. I'm horrible at pronouncing names. So this is my first time reading a book by this author, and I'm really looking forward to it, but I love that cover, and so it kind of drew me into the book. So that is the third one that I am planning on reading. I feel like that's a lot for just a 4-day work week period, but we'll see how much we get through. Typically when they're fun and lighthearted like this, I can fly through them. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to get through all three of these books in the 4-day work week that I am planning. But that's it, and it is Monday morning now, around 7:45, and it is time for me to start work because I have a meeting at 8.
Hello.
Good morning, good afternoon.
Good morning.
Hi everyone.
Hello.
Hi. How's everyone doing?
Doing well.
What?
Good. Cool. So I think we're just waiting for one other person, Ramesh. So yeah, we'll just wait a couple minutes.
I just got off of work and I wanted to tell you a little bit more about A Slice of Heaven. So I started this during work. I borrowed the audiobook from the library as well, and started reading it a little bit when I was just doing some more like mindless tasks of my job, and then read it during lunch, and I ended up getting like 200 pages in. So it's really good and I'm really liking it. But it is where the first one was more about Maddie and her boys and that situation. This one is about Dana Sue and her daughter Annie. So in the first book, we see that there's some issues going on with Annie and eating in particular, but this one starts off with a bang where Dana Sue's very concerned about Annie and her eating. She thinks that she has an eating disorder, and so she's trying to be like helpful to Annie, and like get her, be watchful, I suppose, but still not like invade her privacy too much. But that pretty much ends when she won't wake up and ends up having a heart attack. So this one is definitely like a lot more serious, or I guess maybe it's just something that I've never really read about in books before. Having eating disorders and like the reality that a lot of people don't have a healthy relationship with food. So it's really interesting to like see like this book kind of tackle that, and it's in a pretty healthy way, because while Annie is dealing with the fact that she doesn't eat, it's also dealing with the fact that Dana Sue can overeat. So I'm just really enjoying it so far. And like I said, I'm already like 200 pages in, which I think is probably, it looks about halfway. So I'm excited to continue that. And I'm excited to have y'all here on this vlog. So let's just continue. I decided to give the plants a little time in the sun. The daisy was definitely looking a little sad, and the poor begonia was too. So I'm hoping that this is going to help them have a little sun time, get a little play in, and while that's doing, and while they're having a little fun in the sun, I am going to sit out here and read. Good morning, y'all. It is Tuesday, and let me flip you around. So it is Tuesday, and I am almost ready for work. I'm making my coffee to head upstairs to the office with, but I wanted to quickly hop on here and let you know that I finished my Cheryl Woods book, A Slice of Heaven, last night. I told you that I will rush through books like that because they are just so cute and so fun and just wonderful. So I finished that last night and it was really great. I think I kind of went through the description of it yesterday about Dana Sue and Annie, and I was really tired last night and I had about like 30 pages left. So I just really wanted to finish it. So I ended up finishing it. It was close to like a 400 page book. So right now, as of Monday, I am at 400 pages. I'm not sure which book I will pick up this morning if I have time, but I do have to run into work today, so I will listen to the audio on the way to and from work. But other than that, I don't know if I'll have time to listen to anything else because I have quite a few meetings today, so we will just see. I'm also planning on having lunch with a friend at work, so I don't think I'll have time to read during lunch either, but the commute will give me about 2 hours worth of listening because I listen at 2 times speed, and then it's about a 30-minute commute, so I should get about 2 hours listened to, so that'll give me a decent way into my next book. But I will catch up with y'all when I get a break from work. Hey y'all, so I got back from work and have just been hanging out here reading my book. I am about 80 pages into The Island House, and it's different. It is not what I thought it was going to be. So it is about a family. They have a weird last name. The Vickery family, who I gather is a slightly wealthy family that lives in Nantucket on the island. And the father's a doctor, and it's 4 kids. The main character, though, is Robin, and when she goes to school, she meets the other main character, who is Courtney. And Courtney summers with Robin's family on the island, and it's like they each have their own little things that go on with each of them. So Courtney has fallen in love with Robin's younger brother. He's only a year younger than them. Robin has another secret, and something's going on with Robin's mom, but the older brother has mental breakdowns. He's bipolar, I think. I don't know. So each of them have their own thing that's going on, and I'm assuming throughout the book we're going to kind of figure out more about what secrets they're keeping and how everything works out between the family. So it's just really interesting, and it's definitely not what I was thinking it was going to be. Yes, it's kind of beachy. It does take place in Nantucket. They go to the beach and all of that stuff, but it's not as lighthearted as I thought it was going to be. But that's okay. I did get my lightheartedness with my last book in The Slice of Heaven, but I don't know, it's just different. So I am going to keep reading, and I will see y'all soon. Hey y'all, good morning. It is Wednesday morning, and I am actually downstairs. It is about 10 o'clock, eating some breakfast, little mini bagel with Nutella on it. But I wanted to talk a little bit more about The Island House. So I continued to read this last night. I actually dozed off on the back porch when I was reading this. I think it was just a long day, and then the sunshine was shining on me. Anyway, I am about 185 pages into this, and I was thinking about it this morning. I'm just it's kind of so far one of those take it or leave it books. It's interesting, but at the same time, my connection to the characters just isn't quite there. I guess in some respects, yes, maybe a little bit. So the 2 main characters, Robin and Courtney, they are super close from college, and they summer together every summer at Robin's house, and I guess I like the closeness, but I like that's pretty much where my liking ends. Like each of the so usually I'm into romance and I'm like rooting for either, like if it's a love triangle, I'm rooting for one person or the other. And like each of them kind of have that situation going where they each have this one guy where they really want to be with, but there's also somebody else in the picture. And so for each of them, the guy that they're going for is obviously something wrong with this person that they really, really like. And then the backup, it's still something wrong with him. I'm gonna say spoilers here, and you can jump to, I'll put the time right here. So if you want to skip the spoilers, skip ahead to this time now. So Courtney is in love with Robin's brother, and because there is mental health issues in Robin's family that Robin's older brother exhibits, James, the younger brother that Courtney is in love with, he would rather not have biological children. And this is a deal breaker to Courtney because she wants to have his children, which I don't know, if you really truly love that person, does it really matter whether you have their biological children or you just raise children together? Like, I don't know. That for me personally, it was more important to be with the person that I wanted to be with and like spend like my days happy with him than have biological children. But that was just me. So to me, I feel like she's being a little crazy, but it also the fact that he won't even consider, like he has shut the matter down. He won't even consider her arguments. So it's just, I don't know. I really don't like that. And then for Robin, it's the same. Back to Courtney. So she has James that she, is going through the situation of she really loves him. She wants to marry him, but she wants to have his biological children and he won't even consider it. And then she's got another marriage proposal from a longtime friend back in Kansas. And she has only considered him a friend, but he has like fallen in love with her over the years. And so he proposed to her and wants her to be his wife, and she just won't even have it because all she thinks of him is as a friend, which I understand. I totally get that. But it's just like I'm not rooting for either of them because James is seeming like a jerk, and then the other guy, well, I mean, why would you want to marry somebody that you just consider a friend? So I totally get it. Robin is in the same situation. She's fallen in love with an older man, a teacher at the high school. I don't think that he was her teacher, but there's like an 18-year age gap. And so he wants them to move off of Nantucket Island, but she doesn't want to. She wants to spend the rest of her life on the island, and it's just a whole big thing. And so he's seeming kind of like a jerk, but she doesn't want to like go after the other guy that like really loves her. And honestly, there doesn't seem like there's anything wrong with this other guy, but I don't know. So it's just, both of them are frustrating, and I'm gonna finish it because I want to know what happens. But in the end, I'm just want to shake both of them and be like, figure it out or let it go. Like, geez. Okay, rant over. I'm done. All right. Yeah. I'm gonna eat my breakfast and go back to work now. Alright y'all, so it is like 1:45 now, and I finished the island house during lunch. I didn't really like it. I mean, I guess all of the things that I was complaining about earlier kind of solved themselves. And I won't give spoilers again, but I think I'm gonna give it a 3 stars. I just didn't really like it. I didn't really get into it. I guess I kind of wanted to know what happened between the love triangles, and it like ended a little bit sweeter than I thought, but I don't know. I just, I guess I would have hoped that it had gone in a different direction. But anyway, so after reading that and then eating lunch and coming back and doing a little bit of computer work, I am feeling so sleepy. So I made myself a coffee, and the dog is whining. Texan called and said that he is going to be at work really late tonight, like maybe 7 or 8 o'clock at work, but we were trying to get a new AC on our place at the beach, and he installed it kind of, but it was missing a piece. Billy! It was missing a piece, and so he's been calling around different places trying to find this part. And so he's found it, but it's about an hour away, and they close at 7 o'clock. And so if he gets off at 7, obviously he's not gonna be able to go. So he's asked if I will drive an hour to go pick up this part. So it looks like I might be starting slightly south of Semple tonight as I drive up an hour to get this part from this dealership. So that sounds fun, and I'm already super sleepy, so this is going to be an amazing evening. I'm hoping that I'll hear back from him and he will say there's a place that's closer that has it, or a place that's on the way to the beach, so we can pick it up on Friday on our way down. But good news is that our friends are supposed to be going with us to the beach, and our friend knows a whole lot more about AC units than Texan does, and so Texan will have some help to get it all set up. Also, I will be installing the smart thermostat, which we've installed here at the house, and so we'll now have it for at the beach as well, which is awesome because I can turn it on the day before, so that way when we get there the house is nice and cool. We're not having to wait for it to cool down, and then it'll be like central air. It won't be just window units, which we've had for the past year, and they're horrible. So all good stuff, all fun. That's about all the updates I have right now. I have to work for another hour and a half, 2 hours or so. So I'm just gonna get back to it and hope this coffee does the job and wakes me up. If not, I might take Benny for a quick walk down the driveway to get the mail, so he'll stop whining and I will wake up, and I will catch up with y'all later on the drive or something. Good morning, y'all. If you hear the dripping in the background, I am currently making a coffee, but I wanted to come on and say that after yesterday, I think the last thing I updated you was that I was going to drive up to a place an hour away and get a part, except that Texan called back about an hour after I did that and said that he found the part so we can just pick it up on the way to the beach. So that's awesome, and I didn't have to drive. So I did start reading the next book, which is Slightly South of Semple, and I love it already. Like, just from the first, probably prologue, I figured out that I loved it. It was cute, it's funny, and it kind of has titled chapters almost, not like chapter 1, but like it's the person who is like that chapter is about, so like Ainsley or Caroline, and then it has like a funny like little snippet from the chapter. So like one of them is this side of the Mason-Dixon line, I think, was like at the top of the chapter, and then as you read through the chapter, that little saying came up in the chapter. So Jill Chavez does that, and I think that is so cute. I love it. So I have a feeling that Christy Woodson Harvey is going to be the same way, that she is going to be funny and cute, but in a slightly different way, not so like young teenager angst, but more like Southern woman charm type of thing. So I'm going to make my coffee and go out and water the garden and then get this day rolling. It's the last day of this vlog. Woo. Or not woo, because then we won't hang out anymore. In other words, I'm going to make my coffee now. So I have been adding these Vital Proteins to my coffee, and I have been loving them. I feel like they have helped my skin so much, just with like fine lines in my skin, especially around my eyes. So I've been loving that. I will put like 1 scoop in my coffee in the morning, and if I think about it, I'll put a 2nd scoop in my 2nd cup, but other than that, I typically just do 1 1 scoop a day, and it has been working wonders. I suggested this to my mom, and she said that it actually helps to shrink her pore size, is what she had noticed. So that's pretty awesome. I'm really happy with it, and so is she. So the barge just went by, and now it's going to be like really choppy waves, but figured I'd give you a little garden update while I was out here. So the cucumbers are growing really well. I mean, really, they're about as tall as my waist. So that's awesome. We tried to grow green beans, and we got 2. They didn't do so well, so we decided to plant some spaghetti squash. And from what I read, they're supposed to also grow like 8 feet. So we're going to try to let them grow up the side of the garden, and we'll see how that goes. We have huge tomatoes, huge. Their like stalks are so thick. Look at that. That's crazy, right? And they're all that way. So huge tomatoes. These are lettuce and weeds that we've pulled, but let's see. So on the other side over here, this is our little lettuce bed. I need to pull some more. Some of them are going to seed, so I need to pull those before they get out of hand and start dropping seeds. And then I have my jalapenos over here. Those are jalapenos that don't have the heat. And then cabbage, and you can actually see cabbage forming in the middle now. I think the last time that I gave an update, it was just like a plant. I don't think you could see anything. And the amazing part is that we actually grew these from seed. So I'm so excited. We did have a caterpillar that kind of ravaged some of them. It looks like there's eggs in there. So that one might be destroyed, and that one too. So that kind of stinks. But we'll have to keep an eye on them. So that is those. And if we come back around here, corn. This is the first crop of corn right here, and so it is about to my knees. And then we have a second crop of corn right here, so that we get them at different times. We won't just have a whole bunch of corn all at the same time. Back in the corner there are my sunflowers. They are growing up nice and tall. I'm excited for them to start producing flowers. And then we have bell peppers here. We can go over on the other side. So again, on the other side, cucumbers, they're doing really well. And then we have zucchini, squash, zucchini, squash. So we have 3 squash plants and a whole bunch of zucchinis because Texan got them a little mixed up, but that's okay. So that's that. And look, we're actually getting like pretty decent sized squash, and then that's got a pretty decent zucchini coming there. So I'm excited. And then jalapenos back here. 5 jalapenos. So I'm a little bummed about what's going on with these cabbage. That's pretty I'm pretty bummed about that. But I mean, we do have good ones as long as we can protect them. They're growing pretty well now, about the size of your fist. So yeah, we'll just have to spray them. All right, y'all, so it is almost 9 o'clock, and I'm taking a little break to come down here to get a muffin for breakfast. I'm so excited. I finally went to the grocery store yesterday, and I got muffins for myself. I've been eating bagels for breakfast, but I wanted to change it up. Last weekend when we went to the beach, we went to one of my favorite coffee shops. It's also named Ashley's, which even makes it better, of course. So we went there, and instead of going to our next favorite breakfast place, we ended up just deciding to get like pastries at the coffee shop. And I got a blueberry scone that was delicious. It was almost like muffin texture, but in a scone. I don't know, it was just perfect. So I have been wanting to get like muffins or scones, and of course Walmart doesn't have scones, at least not that I saw, at least at ours. And so I got blueberry muffins. So I'm really excited about that this morning. So I came down here to get some breakfast and not to ramble about my breakfast. I did start, I think I told you this before, I started slightly south of Simple, but I didn't get that far into it yesterday or last night, probably, I don't know, about, probably about maybe 30 pages in. So I've been listening to it this morning because I'm just kind of transcribing some data. And so I am really, really, really loving it. I don't want to rush it, but I also want to keep reading. So it's so good. It's about Ainsley, who is a mother of 3 daughters who are all grown. So she's like a grandmother at this point. And she's living her life, doing her thing in Peachtree Bluff. She's a designer, so she's just recently got a new job to do like design, interior design stuff on a boat that is being renovated. And she, at the same time, she gets a call from her daughter, Caroline, who is the oldest, who also sounds a little bit like a diva, but in a slightly hilarious way. So Caroline is pregnant and just had her husband tell her that he's leaving her for a supermodel. So she is fleeing New York City, where they live, in order to come back to Peachtree Bluff to kind of like lick her wounds and have, her mom help her through having this second child and help with the first daughter and everything. And then at the same time, all of the other siblings also come back home. There's 2 other daughters. So it's 3 daughters plus the mom. So Ainsley's the mom, and then it's Caroline, Sloan, and Emerson. So it is just hilariously funny so far. So in the description for this book, they talk about a secret. And so I think I might know what the secret is, or at least, I don't think it's a secret to us. I think it's a secret to Ainsley's daughters. So we'll see. That was one thing that I loved about this was when I read the description, because I bought all of the books in my book haul. I'm glad that I like it because, it kind of sucks to buy a whole book series and then not like the books. I'm horrible about that. But anyway, I think I know at least one of the secrets, but there's mention of other secrets. So I don't know. It's going to be really, really interesting to see all of the secrets. I think they come out in this book, and then I think there's more secrets that come out later in the series. I'm thinking, because that would be real suspenseful if we never actually learn the secret from this book. So we'll see. I will keep you updated without giving away the secret, because I feel like I'm going to be one of those people who, like Hannah, is going to totally rave on this book all over the internet. So I'm gonna go get my muffin now, and I will talk to y'all at lunch. All right, y'all, so I just stopped by the post office and I actually got a package. So I think this is a book from an author, and I'm really excited because this is my first book to review that the author has contacted me. So I am super duper excited about this. Okay, so it says, keep your gift a surprise, unwrap your present before opening this envelope. Oh my gosh, look at this. How cute is this? So it says, dearest Ashley, I believe the book chooses the reader, and my book has found you for a reason. Thank you for being you, from Andrea. Oh my gosh, I love this. I'm gonna have to take a picture and post it because it is so cute. Thank you so much, Andrea. There's a man standing at his car beside me. So here we go. It's nice wrapped. And here is the book. I am so excited. It is The Girl Who Painted Death. So Andrea had actually reached out to me about this and sent me a description of the book, and it sounds so good. So I am so excited about it. I can't wait to read it. This is going to be amazing. So thank you so much again, Andrea. And I'm just so excited about this and so excited for you. So yeah, I'm gonna go back home now and finish, packing for this weekend. Welcome to the end of the work week vlog. It is Friday and it is officially my weekend for the long Memorial Day weekend. So I figured I would give you a wrap up of all that I read this week. So starting off, I read A Slice of Heaven by Cheryl Woods that is in the Sweet Magnolias series. I absolutely loved that. It was so good and so sweet and pretty much just what I needed at that time, especially after reading The Night Swim. Next, I read The Island House, which I ended up giving a 3 stars. I didn't really like it, and from what I read on Goodreads, other people kind of felt the same way. They were not a fan of it. They said that it wasn't Nancy Thayer's best work, and so I might give one of her other books a try, but I definitely did not like that one. That one was definitely not my favorite, and honestly, I'm thinking about taking that down to the beach and putting it in the free little library because it just wasn't for me. I really don't want to keep it on my shelves just to take up space. And then the third book that I read was Slightly South of Simple, and I've actually got 30 pages left in this book. So I'm gonna finish that probably on the way down to the beach. But I have been loving this book so far. We are hanging out with Ansley and her daughters and then grandchildren, and it has just been such a wonderful book. I just don't know why I like it so much. I think that it's cute and sassy and southern and at the beach, and they talk about paddle boarding out to a sandbar. It just sounds so fun, and I can imagine myself being there. So I think that's why I enjoy it so much. But I hope that you have enjoyed, and I will see y'all again soon. Bye guys.